Another part of the destructive weather aspects we have to think about is everybody talks about tornadoes, but historically Lexington has had much more damage by what we call straight line wind storms. In other words, those are very violent thunderstorms that don't necessarily produce tornadoes, but you can get wind gusts in the front of these storms that occasionally can reach like a Category 1 tornado. And I've seen that happen here in the city and some of the damage that we've had to contend with. Additionally, very damaging thunderstorms can lead to tornadoes, but either way, the damage by straight line winds can be very, very extensive. Often these storms are accompanied by a lot of lightning, which obviously the inherent dangers of lightning. Obviously, the best thing to do if there's severe thunderstorms declared like that or warnings are put out is obviously get indoors. It seems pretty common sense, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that want to go out and watch the storm. And lightning does not discriminate. It will find the shortest way to get to the ground. And if you're in between the ground and that bolt of lightning, it could be you. You could be standing under a tree. It hits the tree, it's going to go to you also. I grew up in the lightning capital of the United States in Clearwater, Florida, and I have a very healthy respect for it. Obviously, the arrival of lightning is usually foreshadowed first by thunder. You know, if you're outside and you hear thunder or you see lightning in the distance, if you can see it, you're already in the danger area. Okay, about 10-mile radius around a lightning strike is the other vulnerability area. Best thing to do is get inside, get shelter, get away from the windows. Same kind of considerations also in preparing your property. I have seen straight line winds pick up incredibly large items and throw stuff pretty far. So if there's anything loose out in your yard that you can maybe either stick under the deck or put in the garage, that'll help also. But I think it's very important not to underestimate the dangers of straight line wind thunderstorms like this, because as I said, historically they've actually led to more damage. Now, as far as warning and preparation for storms like this, very similar to tornadoes, same basic sources. You know, I know in my office we use the National Weather Service site because it gives forecast days out. Obviously, there's the local networks. The Division of Emergency Management also publishes information on our preparedness sites. And I just think it's important that people not underestimate how bad thunderstorms can be. As I said, between lightning strikes and wind damage, we have historically had more damage in our county from these types of storms than we have had from tornadoes. So don't take them lightly. You know, we're entering that time of period where the weather is extremely unpredictable. This part of the United States specifically is prone to very violent changes in the weather, very, very sudden notice. So be thinking ahead, be paying attention. If you hear that a watch is put out, drill down on it. How long is this watch going to be? You know, if you have, most people have one of these smartphones. I mean, I use my phone all the time when I'm away from the office to keep track of where the storm lines are. You know, make decisions about what I'm going to do when I'm outside, preparing my yard, having a backup in case power goes out. A lot of these straight line storms will knock down trees, which will then take down power lines. You know, and not to get into the electrical safety, but obviously assume any wire that you see that is not attached to a pole, consider it a threat. Stay away from it, don't touch the trees on it. Call 911, they'll send out fire investigations, but be very cautious of downed lines. And again, just don't get caught by surprise, because there's really no reason to be. There are a lot of sources of information right now. And again, don't underestimate how dangerous some of these straight line storms can be between the lightning and the wind damage.